Cleared for takeoff.
Roger. Huh?
LA departure frequency 123.9er.
Roger. Huh? Request vector. Over. What?
Flight 209er clear for vector 324.
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hi everyone, my name is Michael, and for my ENCMP 100 contest I decided to make a single engine text-based pilot's logbook which has all the functionality of a written logbook, but the computer does all the calculations and saves all of the data for us, making it a lot easier on the user. So basically a pilot logbook is just a record of a pilot's flying hours, and it contains the information of every flight that a pilot has flown. And now in most countries, pilots are actually required to maintain a logbook due to the aviation regulations. You can run the logbook function simply by typing logbook into the command window. Immediately we are asked if we would like to log a flight. So to show you the program, I'm going to log a flight and type in the make and model of the airplane. We then type in the plane's registration, and the program will then ask us if we were the pilot in command. So say I was a pilot in command, it will then ask me who the co-pilot was. So I type in the last name of the co-pilot that flew with me, and then we are asked if the flight was during the day, which we'll say no for this scenario. We'll say that the flight was 3 hours. We went from Edmonton to Vancouver. We then get asked if we would like to view the flight path, which of course we'll say yes. And this will show us the flight path from Edmonton all the way to Vancouver using the comet function. The latest flight is then printed to the screen in a nice table format that shows us the date, make, model, registration, pilot, command, co-pilot, route, and which scenario we flew under. We are then asked if we would like to log another flight to see a full view of our logbook, which we can see every flight that we have taken to date. In the last section, it totals up all hours that we have flown in each scenario, being co-pilot day, co-pilot night, pilot in command day, and pilot in command night. We are also given the option to edit another flight, which would allow us to fix any mistakes that were made previously when entering them in. We can look at the skeleton of the program here just to see the kind of general concept of the function. All this stuff here is stuff that basically just initializes the function if it has not been used yet, and creates some saved empty files so that we can save all of our data later on. The main part of our program here is basically where all the user and computer interactions take place. The computer will ask the user some questions, and the user will have to answer those questions based off of their previous flight. There are some conditions that the users must follow in order to be consistent with certain regulations. The program also collects, sorts, and sums up all of the user's hours and sorts them accordingly. Once the user inputs all of the information for their most recent flight, they are then asked if they would like to see their flight path. Using a very large database of nearly 17,000 airports and their codes, the program will search for the specific airport code entered and find its corresponding latitude and longitude. The latitude and longitude are then fed into the function world map, which will give us an animated flight path using the function comet. Similar to the path of an airplane, the comet will start at the departed airport and travel all the way to the airport at which the user will arrive at. The function will then print to the screen the most recent flight and all of its corresponding data. The program then gives the user the option to either log another flight, view a full view of their logbook, or edit a flight. In future versions of the logbook, there are a few updates that I would love to make, one being adding a larger database that included more European airports, and another being added a user-friendly guided user interface using the MATLAB app designer. So, thanks again to everyone who watched the video, and hopefully everyone enjoyed it.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.